Hello, people. Okay, there's a lot opening up since the masculine and feminine chats. You might like to check out the last 3 videos. I'm going to try and have another conversation between another 2 archetypes today, which has come in this morning. But first, admin, thank you for your gorgeous comments. I absolutely love chatting with you in the comments. And I want to welcome another new subscriber, Azalea Joan. Hello, hello. You're very welcome. Thank you for subscribing to my other channel. And so briefly, for my YouTube channel, I'm testing out YouTube, brand YouTube, I think it's called. So at the moment, it's just looking like a clone of this channel. I just want to test out how it behaves. And on that new channel, my videos only went up yesterday, day before, can't remember. And they appear to have had like tons of views. And a new subscriber. So Azalea, hello, lady. Right, that's that. Thank you for all the hits and likes and subs. So I'm gonna just kind of talk about a little timeline that's led into this collective opening this morning. What happens in the garden? You don't go and sit in the garden. It happens. So after that chat with the masculine and feminine, I was high. I was so high. My energy was absolutely beautiful, very fine, just open, not a thought in my head. But nothing lasts forever. And yesterday I noticed a distinct change in the energy. I heard a friend of mine on his podcast talking about this energy's all over the place. If I didn't know better, I'd describe it as bipolar. Yeah, mate, so would I. So I noticed a distinct change in the energy yesterday. So just moved myself into process just to keep bringing light into whatever's coming up. And then, and going back to last week, a few things happened that are all feeding into this morning's opening. So I think, I lead my life through synchronicity and esoteric symbolism, noticing nature, just very internal process. And it's how I see the bigger picture. So last week, I pulled 2 cards, which I thought were for me. And these cards are one of my biggest challenges yet. So I thought, but they're coming into the collective now. And these 2 cards were satiety, which is to feel sated or satisfied, and futility. That's a horrible challenge. That's like, okay, you think you're good at surrender? Now we're going to put our feet on your chest and hold you down. Can you surrender to that? Okay, well, I love a challenge. And a phrase came to me, a RuPaul phrase, which was, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. Okay. And a song, Clean Bandit, No Place I'd Rather Be. So No Place I'd Rather Be, it has kind of become my alma mater. I don't even know what that phrase means, but to me, it's like my repeating belief. So that when the energy changes and I get a bit, I want to be in the peace and the harmony. I want to feel Venusian. But you can't, because everything is as it is. I sing that song and it's really helping me. There's no place I'd rather be. Everything is in divine and perfect order. So today, again, so yesterday, I'm sitting in the garden and I'm singing this song. And a lady blackbird appears on the fence in front of me and she sings. She landed, she sang me a song and she flew off. Okay. So that's the part of me that is nature, that responds to me. Do you remember? It's like I said, as you witness the tree, know that the tree witnesses you. There's no separation. Separation is an illusion, and illusion is separation. Okay, enough waffling. So today I'm sitting in the garden and connecting in with all that guides me. And I'm given instructions to have a conversation with Mercury and Uranus. Ooh, I thought that could be interesting. Especially because we're in a Mercury retrograde. Did you get that? We are in a Mercury retrograde. So Mercury, we think of as the kind of lower egoic, talking, communicating, messaging, bad messaging. Okay, so that's the lower egoic projection of self. Uranus wants change. Uranus is unexpected. It's quite rebellious. So we talk about that as the higher mind. So we have the lower mind in Mercury and the higher mind in Uranus. Okay, so they're both in at the moment. Okay, so they're giving me the word satiety, satisfaction. Okay, so there's a certain comfort zone in the mercurial mind. There's a certain comfort zone because we can come up with any narrative, can't we, to justify behavior that actually isn't uplifting us, enriching us, changing us, frightening us. We can avoid those things in that mercurial mind. I know it's only Wednesday, but already this week, cognitive dissonance is all over my client base. It's like, I'm really good at this, but I get so frightened of being criticized for it. And I'm like, which are you then? Where are you? Are you anywhere in the middle of that, or are you both and holding that dissonance? That's the confident higher mind. I got this. I'm really good at this. Oh, but what if? Okay. So we're in that. So these guys need to learn to have a conversation, and that's you can feel that in the physical, because planets are archetypes. Archetypes is in the collective conscious, so that's going to affect us until we stop believing, or change the archetypes. That's a story for another day. We're not doing that one. I know we're not doing that one now. Okay, so. Then more synchronicity, and a lovely guy called Ethan Chimenti, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's a lovely guy, and he's my sidereal astrology go-to. I'll post his video in the description box. And he appeared on my feed, so I checked out his astro report for this week, and this is absolutely echoed in the astro report for this week. And the reason I'm bringing it to you, the reason my guides are bringing it to me to bring to you, is because of timing. So there's an opportunity for everybody here to enter this conversation and ride the wave of change that's coming this week. It's happening now, we're in it. Okay, so highlights. I'm not going to get lost in the planets and what they're doing. Check out the astro report. So basically, we've got energy that's saying you cannot have a quick fix. Cannot have a quick fix. This is goat energy, Saturn energy. Okay, so that's all about the long game. It's all about patience. Don't we love that word? Persistence. Don't we love that word? The futility of persistence, because we need to grow trust, and we can only do that by surrendering to the futility and following the guidance. It's a tricky energy. It's a tricky energy, and in a Mercury retrograde, there's great potential to really upset some people. So go for it. Okay, so commitment, discipline, patience, perseverance. Remember I talked about Kung Fu the other day? It's that. I love it how it all comes together. And then we have more activity coming in, which is challenging us to look at self-improving, personal development, challenging the self. And then supporting energies to help us balance, okay? Balance within and without, balance relationships within. What's my relationship to my lower egoic mind, and what's my relationship to my potential for wow, okay? So then that's here now, and that's moving into Friday and Saturday, where we move into some serious energy, and we've got Scorpio and Ophiuchus coming in. So that's the deep dive, okay. Scorpio is death, it's represented by the death card, and that's, I heard a lovely phrase for Dark Night of the Soul the other day, and somebody renamed it Dark Night of the Ego, which I think is fantastic, because it's the ego that creates the fear. This kind of rebellion is fearless. It doesn't even face the fear and move through it. It is without fear. And that's within us. Can you believe it? So yeah, we've got Ophiuchus, the sign of embodiment. I would take too long to talk into Ophiuchus. Do some research. And Scorpio, which is very inward facing, very deep diving, very into excavation. Okay. So remember yesterday I said, when we bring in the light, it won't look like a Walt Disney movie. It will hit every layer of resistance and shadow and ego on its way into the physical form. Okay. So that's Saturday into Sunday. Sunday into Monday, the moon crosses the galactic center. I feel drunk just tuning into that energy. Moon is what is hidden. Galactic center is beyond this matrix. Let me phrase it as a question, is that as Uranian as it can get? Okay. So I suspect veils being lifted, lots of sword, truth, energy coming in. And maybe a few of you will be lucky enough to connect with members of your galactic family. But the blinkers need to be off. Okay, check what your response was when I said galactic family. Okay, so yeah, Sunday, Monday, it's about being open-minded, free-spirited, and allowing that Uranus conversation to come in. Okay, so we're in this energy, and the part of me that's tuning into you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So staying ready is knowing what you started dreaming into being last year. Okay. Whatever comes in to punch you or knock you off your path, you stay focused and you see with this, not these, you see with this. I'm ready for that, which is here. Yeah. And I reserve my right to be confusing and vague because that. Right. So I've chosen two decks. One is going to represent Uranus, which is the Sacred Rebel deck, because it's a rebel. And the other is going to represent Mercury, which is the Black Moon deck. So as I take the decks out of the box and just turn them upside down, just to see. Sacred Rebels. Honestly, I can't make this up. Uranus, going beyond normal. But what's normal? Well, you've got to find that. Normal is your boundaries. Normal is our boundaries, going beyond normal. And this is one of the planets that's in now. Okay. So basically we have like masses of planets in Capricorn, in true sidereal. Okay, true sidereal, if you point a telescope at the sky, that's what you'll see. Not Western astrology. I want love. How are you going to get it? How are you going to attract that to you? Okay. So Venus is all about, what do you want, actually? It's about, what do you want? What are your values? What do you value? What do you treasure? What do you love? How do you love? It's coming in on a 4. Just looking for structure. Okay. So they're the 2 starting energies. I do have a client coming in very shortly, so I'm going to start with Mercury. You go there and you sit there. Mercury, come on in. We're going to invite you in, Mercury. Just, oh my gosh, right. I'm just going to take these off the bottom of the deck until they don't make sense, right? Because Mercury is all about air. Okay, communication. 4,004 roots. Okay, I've got karma coming in, family karma, hostility, I'm just going to say impeachment, beliefs, values, and judgments, which are wired, hardwired. Okay, 28-10-1, rebirth. Such a huge opportunity this week. You know, if we get into our work, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just a bit each day. What am I feeling? Quantum shift. Oh gosh, you see. There's the lower expression of craving. Love is a need to escape, can even be a need to be rescued, a need to be distracted, to be fed by another. Okay, but 12th house is behind me. That's what I keep behind me. 12th house is Scorpio. It's very Scorpionic. What is hidden, the shadow self, very Scorpionic. Okay, yeah. So Mercury talks to us about love, communication, escape, and roots. So I'm going to ask Mercury, what are you coming in to teach us during this retrograde? Mercury, what are you coming in to teach us during this retrograde? Two. Okay. Wow. 11. I'm getting the words, how to access the psyche of the self. Oh, cognitive, that's what cognitive dissonance looks like. I'm happy, I'm crap. Can you be both? Will you allow yourself to be both? $29 reduces to 11 too, which is the intuitive. That's self-mastery. at an intuitive level, and creativity comes through the intuition. That's where we birth something that hasn't yet been birthed. It comes through creativity. Missing. So void of course moon means, because the moon passes through the signs ever so quickly, like a couple of days, I think it is a day and a half or something. And sometimes there is a space where the moon is not being influenced by any sign. The moon is in the cosmos, void, of course. There's nothing affecting it. This is almost a Uranus message. This is quite wide open. Mercury, I'm surprised at you. Is Mercury telling us that creativity is missing? Okay. So what's going to help us the most? How best to navigate this Mercury retrograde? How would it be best for us to navigate this Mercury retrograde? Being led back to those two cards. Let me just carry on shuffling and see what. How would it be best for us to navigate this Mercury retrograde? I was just guided just to flip the deck and look at the underlying energy. So that is the answer. How to best navigate this Mercury retrograde is to find creative ways of doing the same thing. Okay, that might be as simple as how to get angry with somebody. Because retrogrades are all about, well, Mercury is communication and a retrograde is looking over your shoulder, you know. So the underlying card and one of the supporting planets this week, strangely, is Chiron, the wounded healer. So the wounded healer in us, this is a common thing that I find, 13 years of being a therapist. One of the most common glitches in our programming is, I didn't want to rock the boat. Did you say anything? No, I don't want to upset anybody. That's huge. But is there another way of saying your truth, speaking your truth in a creative way? I was doing some work with somebody the other day, a creative process, and where I guided them not to talk, but to use the face. There's so many muscles in the face, and how many different expressions can you show me? There's so many. There's so many emotions that we can convey with no words, just using, and that's a creative process that allows us, because very often what we're feeling can't be communicated because it's an emotion, it sits in the water element. Air is mind. Okay. And I know too many people at the moment who, oh gosh, this has been going on for a while actually, running out of words or not being able to find the words to explain. I know I can see it, I just don't have. Oh gosh, darn it. We're in Aquarius. I know. And sometimes so find a creative process. That's really going to help. Find another way. Are you funny? Can you use your humor? Can you use are you cheeky? Can you use your cheek? Because using other aspects of yourself rather than can really embody a healing process, can give you confidence. I did that. I didn't get cross and I did that. Okay. And what that does is that elevates the mind. Elevates the mind. And it's more fun. Okay, so the best way to navigate with all the energies at the moment is to find creative ways. Find creative ways of communicating. Okay, because what's going to get challenged is familial behavior. Okay, what your family taught you, what about permissions, protocols, politeness, all of those ways of communicating which actually suppress the truth and block the throat chakra. The real truth takes great tempering, the real truth, you know. Okay, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Let's ask. How can we best support one another in the navigation of this retrograde? How can we best support one another, please, in navigating this energy? Okay. So the energy I'm working with wants me to ask a question in relation to Uranus. What is your message to Uranus? That feels better. Mercury, what's your message to Uranus? Slow down. I'm trying to keep up. I'm doing the best I can. Not everything is improved with a sudden bolt of lightning. Wow, so there's going to be a movement from the lower mind to the higher mind, I can see. So what I can see now is Mercury's coming up into compromise position. I see you, Uranus. I see what you're trying to do. How about this is the card that flew out. Hi, Vey. You can't make this up. There's nothing I can say. What number is that? 9. Completion. So Mercury wants to speak to Uranus. And whatever I've just said, I can't remember something about slow down. Stop trying to be so clever. There's a way to do this. That feels quite Saturnian, actually. That would feel like that. Yeah, like that kind of, I don't have the words. I can see it. It looks like a bank manager at the moment. Saturn looks like a bank manager and he's kind of sitting in front of me and I've pushed this business plan in front of him. He's like, well, how are we going to do this? So this is a similar conversation. Mercury's saying, yeah, I see you, genius. How are you going to do it? Let's take small steps. Let's use our creative aspects. Let's open up that throat chakra, communicate in a different way that won't lead to escalation, maybe, that will allow us to grow. So Mercury's wanting to lift up. This is fabulous. Okay, let us see. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to let's just try it. I'm going to bring the sacred rebels in. I'm going to bring the sacred rebels in for what? I'm not sure about this now. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. Right. Like I said, my videos are not going to be as tidy as they have been for the last 12 months. 10 months, 9 months, I don't know. They're going to be messy. It's just new energies that I'm working with. I haven't quite got the grasp of yet. What was my question? Closing message, was it? I understand that. Okay. Okay. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to draw a clarifier. So what I'm getting is something to do with alchemy, and it's to do with the energy field. That's sitting in the... Come on. That's sitting in the higher heart. So for those of you doing this energy work, you're going to feel that. I'm going to pull a clarifier. I love the vague. I'm really enjoying the vagueness. I'm enjoying the vagueness of these readings. I'm like a child. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Thank you. Oh, yep. Do I need to talk into those? Balance. So we're going to be balancing those two fields of energy, the Mercury Uranus sandwich, and you're going to feel it in the body, and you're going to use your methods to balance. And get in touch with me if you don't know what those methods are. So if I talk into what I'm feeling from those beautiful, from that masculine, feminine energy, now I feel like it actually feels like there's a door opening. I would say a vault door, that's what I can see. So that's a process I use as I move into systemic work, and I just name and keep naming and keep naming. No judgment, no need to know, no expectation. Just get it all out and you'll figure it out. That's my process. Yeah, I balance and I feel. That's fantastic in the body. Mercury, you're a star. That's amazing. I'm blown away by that. What a fantastic message. Yeah. Use creative process this week all the way to Monday. It's going to take us through a curve of some challenging energies. The invitation to expand, the resistance to stay put. In Capricorn, it's as stubborn as it gets. Is it fixed or cardinal? Can't remember. It's as stubborn as it gets. What do you want? That would be a good start point. What do you want? Okay. The next video that follows, I'm going to have to disappear for a while now. The next video that follows will be the chat with Uranus. Fabulous. I'm really excited. Okay. I love you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all the business, whatever. Lots of love. I'll see you soon.